Alright, so it is day 3, and I did not get a chance to vlog this morning. And so I worked today, and it was busy. So a lot of people. And, sometimes you can't make people happy. Sometimes it's just not meant to flow. And one of the things that I have in my mission statement that I consume in the morning, right, and at night, one of the things in my mission statement is I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Because this is a really big concept for me. It is, because I've had so many fucking challenges. I've had so many fucking challenges in my life, like for real. And I have to accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Because if I can take a moment to place my perspective outside of my life and viewing it from the outside perspective, I understand that the person that I am today was constructed of all of those decisions that I made in the past and all of those challenges that I have faced. Without those challenges, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't be the person who understands where people are coming from or understands a certain vibe. And I am grateful for that. And I have to acknowledge this. And it's hard, especially when people are hard on themselves. And that's another thing too that I'm being told by the universe. Like, as I'm going through these challenges, as I am facing these obstacles, Spirit is with me, literally. It's with all of us, and situation comes up, and without the situation to be present, how could an understanding come across? So quite literally, when God gives his strongest mission, or the toughest missions to the strongest, like, I totally feel that, like, it's so hard. There's literally, like, no way to avoid some obstacles that we face. There are ways that we can avoid other obstacles, like extracurricular obstacles. For example, I might not be dating right now, but due to my codependency, I really like physical attention. And I literally have to treat myself like an addict and be like, you cannot, even though somebody wants to rub your butt or give you a massage because you've been working and your muscles are like, bitch, what the fuck? And then somebody wants to be this for you. You have to cherish yourself before you allow your energy to be sauce. What? Sauce. No. Oh, my daughter. Sauce. I gotta go prevent her from annoying me further. Get out of that bag, Sauce. No kitties in the bag over here. Right. I was saying something. I was saying something. Challenges? So yeah. I had a hard day. I had a pretty good day yesterday on my first day to work 12 hours, and I was like constantly worried that I was gonna, that I was going, like something was gonna happen. I was like so worried. Like, I was like, everything's running smoothly. Why is everything running smoothly? Like, and then I literally created my own obstacle, because what I went through today was literally me being hard on myself. Okay, that's another thing I want to talk about, right? Being hard on yourself, because Spirit is with us during this time and obstacles come so that we can have understandings for things. So that we can get accustomed to a certain vibration so that we're able to understand it. So being too hard on ourselves, I think, because once we are at a level of acceptance of this is what it is, this is the best that I can do, this is the best that the situation is, and acceptance, right? I'm annoyed with myself, but I have to accept this. It's fine. We do our best. And when that isn't good enough for other people, look at it from, Spirit's like, okay, look at it from that perspective of, if your best isn't good enough for somebody, it's not somebody that you want in your life, because in retrospect, that person isn't, you know what I'm trying to say? That person isn't somebody that you want in your life. That's somebody who their best isn't good enough for them. So if somebody's best isn't good enough for, them, then yeah, like that's their problem. Like, I did the best that I could, and maybe it wasn't exactly, perfect. And boy, did I know it, because you being hard on yourself, if you're hard on yourself, like, where does that come from? Think about it, where does it come from? Probably you witnessing your parents or, parental units being hard on themselves. And these generational curses, am I right? Like, accept that your best is your best, and literally have to wash your hands of the situation, because the only thing that is constant is life that is propelling forward, or time. Like, things, the show must go on, am I right? Like, it doesn't matter that this minor inconveniences happen, because every second is furthering into the beyond, to infinity and beyond. So that's what I'm learning now, and it's another difficult concept for me to accept. Although I understand the truth of it, I understand the truth of what I'm being told by Spirit. Now, to actually take that advice is another story. There was something that the universe was telling me earlier today. What was it? You remember? Of course you remember. How did it... Okay. Something about being patient. Because that's the biggest thing that I'm learning now is the patience. And I'm butchering it. I can't even remember right now. Like, Spirit's blocking it from me. It's like, not the time. Like, I can remember why it was funny and why it was relevant, but I can't remember how the conversation went with me in spirit. All I remember is that, like, I had this big question in my head to the universe, to God, to source, to spirit. And it was like, I had this big question, so I was like kind of like yelling it in my head, like I was like a lot of energy with this thought, this question. I can't remember what it was. And all of a sudden it was like dead silent. Like I don't know how to explain this for people, because when you are telepathic or not telepathic, when you're able to like understand where vibrations are coming from, or to I don't know, be like psychically in tuned with your surroundings. That's a better way to put it. When you're able to be psychically in tune with your surroundings, there's a level of awareness. So when I asked this big question, all of a sudden I couldn't hear. It was like I went deaf without the ringing of the ears, or it was like all of a sudden, like I was present in myself. I was inside of my body, and it felt like I was in a white room. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. Really weird, because I asked this question so loud in my head, directly to my creator, to source, to the universe inside of me, like a big question. And then I heard nothing, and I felt nothing, and my entire existence was literally only experienced through what my vision could see. And I was like, couldn't feel my surroundings for a second. So I'm like, Spirit was like, you want to get loud with me? Oh my gosh. What was the question that I asked? I was like, why? I can't remember what I asked. I was like, why something? And it had to do with like, oh, okay, I remember. Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay. So the whole journey, oh gosh, Spirit's like, yeah, go ahead and ask me this question. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys ready for this question? I'm embarrassed to tell you the question that I asked Spirit. Okay. So I just got out of work, and I worked open to close. After I worked open to close yesterday, this is my second day of work, so I am kicking asses of the days, right? And I'm like tired. I'm exhausted. My body is not used to being standing up for this amount of time. Like, I'm literally pushing myself to the max because I have the opportunity to, and I fucking am. Like, give myself some credit, because I am doing a lot. And so I got out of work, and I didn't make a whole lot in tangible funds for today. And I am, getting evicted. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that I'm, the whole reason why I'm starting this vlog series and this YouTube channel is because I am documenting and, telling you where my all-time low. This is literally my all-time low. Like, I am getting evicted. I'm about to be homeless. And I was having such hard time finding a job, for me to finally be able to have a job, and for my rivers to run dry. I'm literally like scraping pennies together to be able to like have gas money, and I've already expended my resources when it comes to asking for help, you know, when it comes to like I don't have a whole lot of family, so when I have to ask my family, the only family that I have, for financial compensation in order to fucking live, after you've done that, you know, I've done that for years now. I'm almost an adult, I swear. It's hard. It's a hard position. So I'm documenting this so that people can see that, you know, if people are going through the same thing, like, you can see and you can feel me, you know. And I want to be that beacon of hope for you, because once you're able to understand that you can do this too, like, we're going to change the world. We're going to change the world. And I'm getting up to the question, right? I got out of work. I'm dog tired. I'm like, holy shit, you know, I fucking did it, alright? Well, I'm on my way back home, and there was a lady with her kid, and she was holding a sign up on the freeway, and she was like, I got 2 kids, I'm homeless, or whatever, holding a sign, asking for money. And I felt bad about not being able to give. Even though, like, realistically speaking, I should get on the next corner and have me a fucking sign, because I got 2 kids too, and I'm getting evicted, and I made fucking, well, how much money did I make today? I don't know. But intangible assets that I could actually take home, it was like, I don't know, like less than $30. It's like 15, or I'm not sure. Off the top of my head, it was like a smaller amount, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, $19. It was $19. And intangible assets. And I have to put gas in my gas tank, and I'm trying to save, and like I said, I'm penny pinching the fuck out of my life right now, because like last week, I didn't have this $19, you know. I had like, you know, I don't even remember, but it was so hard, and like knowing that if you did need something, like, you wouldn't be able to have it. Terrifying, pins and needles the whole way. Like, I know anxiety so well. This is my entire life. But so, and I still yet again found myself like placing myself in the perspective of that person who's looking at me like, are you going to help me? Are you going to support me financially? Are you going to give me what you can? Do you have anything to give, you know? And feeling guilty because I didn't have anything to give. Even though I got a car. I don't know if she had a car. But that's basically the extent. And, you know, my household belongings, myself, my children, my secondary children, my animals. And I'm not too far off from her, but I could get into this so deeply, and it's already 20 minutes, so I have to get into it in a different video. But I was like asking, I was like, well, you know, because I was triggered by this. I'm like, I feel bad because I can't give, because I'm in the same circumstances. And then I found myself looking at the situation from, maybe she thought because of the way that I look that I was just a bougie bitch that didn't want to come off some change and help people, because there are people who are like that. I would know, being on the opposite side of that spectrum. But I can't worry about that, because I literally have to worry about myself, like being forced to be in a position where I cannot give. And having to stand in my truth. So And I was like, why would I go through all of this, right? Why am I going through my entire life and I'm like having the whole conversation with, Spirit at the time. I'm like this, why am I here? Why am I doing this for me to what's the point? And when I was thinking like, oh, the plans that I'm trying to make, like I'm going to be able to prevent stuff like this from happening. Like my whole business is about being able to help people in my circumstances. So this is why it was triggering for me, this situation, because I want to be the person to help people. And at this current point in time, I have nothing to offer, or not necessarily nothing to offer. Spirit was like, wait, what? Not that I have nothing to offer. It's just that I cannot give beyond what I need to give to myself. I'm so frustrated. I want to change the world now. I don't want to wait a year. And Spirit, you reminded me like the best way to get forward, or what is that? The best way to get to where you want is slowly and steadily. And I have to accept that. And I'm going to go to bed because I have been kicking my ass for the past 2 days. And even though I have been being consistent with my morning routine and my PM routine, I need to commit to still going to sleep at a timely hour and doing this. So, yay me. I have worn the same pajamas that I wore yesterday because laundry being what it is. So, alright, well, I will see you in day 4.